course. I hope they vote no. Congressman Matt Cartwright of Pennsylvania and also Congresswoman Sheila Jackson Lee of Texas. Great to have both of you with us. Congresswoman Jackson Lee, why wasn't there a bigger fight from Democrats to include the unemployment extensions?
There was a big fight, Ed. There was a big fight. We went into the Rules Committee yesterday with a very important amendment that was paid for, the Van Hollen Amendment, with other members joining in on it. And the sneakiness of the Rules Committee, the upside-down process of the Rules Committee, of which Republicans are the majority, fixed the doctor fix, helped the doctors, which, by the way, helps seniors, so I'm not fighting the doctors, and sneakily, if I might, eliminated and would not allow the amendment that would help in this emergency crisis situation that we're in, help the 1.3 million Americans, keep 200,000, 240,000 jobs, 68,000 people in Texas, and going into 2014, almost 2 million uninsured. We had the amendment. The fight was there. But the Republicans basically decided to vote against the people who they don't believe add to their contribution.
So where does that bring your vote tonight?
Where that brings me tonight is, which I said on the floor of the House during the Rules Committee, during the Rules debate, is that we should not go home. We can cast a vote, yay or nay. It may be a symbolic vote tonight. There's nothing in the bill that would provide for unemployment insurance. We should not go home. The amendment that was rejected yesterday should be a full freestanding amendment on the floor of the House tomorrow, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and then go to the Senate, and we should make sure we get this done before we go out of here. So what my proposal is that we do not go home, that we come back. It is also to ask the President to take leadership and to call the Senate and indicate that this is, in essence, putting people out on the street. It is putting 2 million children out on the street. I want action. I don't want symbolism. So my answer is, let's get to work and get that amendment as a freestanding bill to vote for.
So I'm hearing that you would vote yes on this budget if you can get a commitment that they'll stay in Washington and work for the unemployed to get something else done.
If to undo this budget, I can get the unemployment insurance in, I'll look at it that way.
Okay.
If it does not do that, then I want a freestanding vote now before we go home or call us back into Washington.
Okay. Congressman Cartwright, where do you stand on this? What do you see in the mix right now?
Well, I want to agree wholeheartedly with the gentlelady from Texas. A freestanding vote on the extension of the unemployment insurance is absolutely essential. It's why I voted absolutely no on the rule, splitting that off. We have no business leaving Washington, D.C., because when we leave, we're leaving for a holiday break, a Christmas break. And on December 28, we're cutting 1.3 million Americans off of unemployment insurance. And we're in Pennsylvania alone, we're talking about 87,000 Pennsylvanians. And then it goes into next year. We're talking about another 3.5 million Americans over the course of next year.
So you're trying to find a way to help the unemployed, but you too will vote yes for this, correct? You'll vote for this budget that doesn't have any loopholes closed, doesn't have any new revenue whatsoever, and it also guarantees that their fringe group won't be threatening a shutdown for the next 2 years.
Well, that's right. The danger of a shutdown is worse. But remember, we're going to keep talking. If you don't think folks like Sheila Jackson Lee and Matt Cartwright are going to keep their voices raised about protecting the uninsured, you got another thing coming.
Well, that's very true. But the fact is that you kept talking for health care, and John Boehner voted 45 times to get it out of the law and to repeal it. So how can you trust the Republicans on this budget deal?
And that's the basic problem, is you can't trust them on this because they don't understand the big picture. When we talk about how these are real Americans that are out looking for work, that aren't just slacking, they don't share that. They don't share our values, Ed. They think about the $300 lousy that people get, and they think they're living high off the hog on that. It just isn't so. And when you say 240,000 jobs will be lost because of the failure to extend this, it's because that's money that goes right back into the economy.
Exactly.
It's not going into their brokerage accounts.
Congresswoman, what did the Republicans give up here? What are they bringing to the table?
Well, first of all, let me say I want to join with my good friend to say back to you, Ed. First of all, thank you for the fight. I'm not even going to say for the passion, for the fight, and say to you that no, we're not stepping away from this. Frankly, I'm angry. I'm unhappy, but I will say to you that the Democrats and others are frustrated by government shutdowns and frustrated by inaction. If Democrats can contribute in a small measure to getting us moving forward, and then keep the fight going. And I don't want this to be a symbolic fight. I want to do what you want us to do. I want to get this uninsured moving forward for people to be able to have their their insurance continued for the unemployed, which, by the way, is not a handout. These people have worked. Now, I was on the floor of the House when the budget debate began. And I don't like the words of my good friend, the chairman of the Budget Committee, when one of the points that you asked me what the Democrats got, one of the points was made, we've stopped the criminals from getting unemployment insurance. Obviously, that's going to cause us to roll up our sleeves even more.
Well, it's not only on the unemployment insurance. There's no job creation. There's no big infrastructure investment here whatsoever.
Well, you're right. You're right. But let me just say this, Ed, as you well know, one of the most dastardly aspects of the deal that we made in 2010-2011 on this so-called sequestration was sequester. It is devastating for child care dollars, for housing dollars, for health care dollars.
But Congresswoman, don't you think that's a fight that you can win at home with your constituents? That look what the Republicans are doing. They want to shut down the government. They want to hurt the unemployed. You got corporate profits through the roof. They're after workers. I mean, I just think that there is so much the Democrats have. You got the health care law that is really starting to work now with the website. And now the Republicans go home, no new taxes, loopholes not closed, no shutdown. They've got election protection. Look, I respect both of you. I love the debate. I love the fight. I know exactly where your heart is. But I just think a no vote is in order here. Make these Republicans come back and bring something to the table. They got nothing on the table right now.
Well, I will tell you that we will not give up the fight. We don't know which way the vote will go. If the vote to take it down is there to make sure that we have unemployment insurance, we'll be there. However, I believe a freestanding vote, Ed, is what we need to get right now to help these people.
Congresswoman Sheila Jackson Lee, Congressman Matt Cartwright, I appreciate the conversation and your time tonight. Thanks so much. Appreciate it.